So I moved from a small town to a big city at the age of 19. I basically fled home because of the bad circumstances. And then after a couple of months, I started going back home just to visit for a short while. And then sometimes when I'd see my dad, he would give me like a hug and a kiss, and it was like, from in my inside, I would like scream at him because I had so much hurt and so much anger inside me, and it felt like this is so superficial, that it's like pretending now to hug and kiss. So a year before my dad passed away, I wrote him a letter, and I started the letter with naming a lot of things that I forgive him for, but I was very specific, and I'm sure it wasn't nice to read those things, but I told him that I forgive you for every time you hit my mom in front of me. I forgive you for every time my school friend saw you drunk. I forgive you for every time you forgot about my birthday. And it was a long list, but in the letter I also said that I'm not saying these things really to judge you, because I can't, but I'm saying these things in the hope that we can move past this. And I'm saying these things because I can't keep them in any longer. It's for myself that I need to release all of this. And in the letter I also said that I forgive him and I love him, and I hope that we can have a relationship. So I posted this letter, and that was in the time where there wasn't a lot of emails, so I still did it a bit old school. And obviously I can't get a red receipt, so I waited about a week, and eventually I got a SMS from my dad saying that he regrets marrying my mother and that I was born out of it. Wow, that was ouch. But I knew that he was drunk when he sent the message, and I knew that he was hurt reading the letter, so I left it there. It was only months later that my dad told me he and my brother were coming down to Cape Town to come and visit, and that they would like to see me as well. So I saw them both, and then for some reason my dad and we were driving in his car alone, and he parked somewhere, and then he said, "Letitia, that letter you wrote me, it wasn't nice to read it because everything is true. And I know I can't do anything to change the past, but I hope that I can do something for you now." And he took out 400 Rand out of his pocket and he gave that to me. And we were both just in tears. And then he drove me to a grocery store, and we went in, and he told me that I must get whatever I needed. But obviously I'm not used to this, so I was just taking 2-minute noodles and a rice and cheap things, not going all out. But that meant so much to me that for the first time in my life, my dad actually acknowledged the hurt, and for the first time I felt seen. So that was beautiful. And after that, I spoke to him now and then, and I saw him now and then, and things were different. It felt to me that there was nothing left unsaid within me, and I'm so grateful that I went through that, and that the whole letter thing, because almost exactly a year later since he received the letter was when he passed away. So imagine I never said those things to him, and that never happened. I think my life would be different. So months later, months after he died, I thought to myself, am I really fine? You know, I see so many grown-ups out there who are in their 40s, 50s that have issues because of what happened to them as a child. And I'm so scared that I think I'm fine, but deep, deep, deep down there somewhere, I've actually just locked everything away. So one day I got into my car and I drove to Bloberg Beach and I got there. I threw out a blanket and I sat. I put my journal next to me, and as I sat there, I said, God, you got me here, what now? And I just started talking with my dad, and I started shouting. I started crying. I was laughing. I was literally going deep, deep, deep in and like bringing everything up. And I wrote in my journal and I released so much. And when I was done, I picked up a stone that was there next to where I was sitting. And I still have that stone to this day, and that's not like evidence, but it's an omen or it marks where I really dealt with everything. There's nothing hidden anywhere. I like broke it all open. And yeah, I think that's very important for anyone to do, is to just go and make sure that you didn't sweep everything under the carpet, but that you did a spring clean of everything. So yeah, I still feel very connected with my dad, especially that he's on the other side and I'm on this side, and the stronger I get here, the stronger he gets there. With all my medicine journeys, he's there with me. He's a very powerful force. I've even, like my fiance, he's done a journey and he told me that he felt my dad and he's never even met him. People that have served me medicines, they told me that they can feel his presence. And yeah, I'm just very grateful that he made me who I am today. It was quite a father-daughter relationship. I think I was also the only, or not think, I know I was the only child who actually stood up against him, who at the age of 15 even physically stood up against him. And in a way, I think he had a lot of respect for me as a result of that. Anyways, I will have to make a lot of videos about my dad instead of putting everything into this one. So today was just a bit of an introduction. Thank you.